And let's see here. Here we are. Okay, I got you going on there now, Auntie.
Okay. I'm gonna do a teaching about the way I do it on when I do cedar. And I'm gonna talk about what what it does. First, I go put out my SAM off outside. I did that already before I left home, but I bought some more that I'm gonna work with. And this is, I do this. A lot of people call, some not, but the ones that call, they ask, can you say a prayer for my relatives, or can you say a prayer for my family? And I'll tell them, yeah, I can do that, and then I'll I'll take my sage, and when I do that, I roll it into like a ball, like this. I roll it into a ball, and then I make the cedar. This is what I make during the summer. It's a little like this. That's how I make the cedar. Is it's like this first. It's green, but then I let it lay out on the sun, in the sun, till it turns yellowish, like kind of burnt from the sun.
Mm-hmm.
And then I have like I have an old coffee pot that coffee I used to do coffee beans and make that, but
Like a little
now,
grinder?
yeah, grinder.
Okay.
Now I use this, and I put this on on my
On your sage?
on my sage. Then
How do you say sage then? Just so our.
Bashko, gee, I can't even remember. Bashkode, Bashkode, some, oh, I can't remember.
I'll look it up here. I'll help you.
And then anyway, I put my tobacco right on top. If I didn't have ground cedar, I would put one of these kind, just a small one on the side. And then I always use matches. Shkudesan, maybe abachi ashkudesan. You use, you can't use a cigarette lighter or all that. You gotta just use and then watch this, how the smoke goes. When I'm doing a prayer, or if I'm just saging my house in the rooms, I go all over every room. But like if I'm doing a prayer for somebody that's sick, if they're gonna be okay, my smoke will go straight up in the air. But when they're sick, and if I know they're not gonna be, there's something more, they're not gonna get well or something. And then when I'm doing that sickness prayer, it'll go straight up if it's good. But if they're not gonna get well, it's gonna go all over the place from side to side. And a lot of them use their feather to go like this with the with
The smoke?
smoke. But I was taught not to do that. Don't use your meegun. But that this one reminded me. Somebody called and asked me, "Can you burn some sage and say a prayer for my mother-in-law?" So I said, "Yeah, I will." So she's in the hospital. She's gonna have surgery, she said. And they just put her in. They were gonna do the surgery tomorrow. And so I did that. I got everything out, and I got all my stuff ready, and I and when I start saying that prayer, No ka aku siya we kwe kindawichi that's lady sick. Please help her out, Manidu kuge. Ma John Ma, go over there, go see her, Kiki Wabama away quick. And then that smoke started going straight up, like just straight. And then I called my granddaughter and I told her she's gonna be okay. I said my smoke went good. But then I did another one for one of my relatives, and that smoke went all over, and I knew that wasn't good. I knew that something was going to go wrong. But
And then, how would they say smoke around here? Bakwane?
yeah, Aquane. And then and then I don't just go throw this in the garbage. When I get done, I take it outside and I go put it under a tree or something. But I have, it's different than doing, like if you hear stuff in your house, you can do a sage. They say it gets rid of bad spirits, but I do that to my house a lot. Sage about maybe once a month, twice a month, or something like that.
Mm-hmm. Well, Peyton was in here the other day. She came in to do a announcement about the teachings, I think, that went on last night. And one of the things that she talked about was the sage, and we just kind of commented about how it's actually been proven that it is more of or it does act as a disinfectant. So it's got those kind of qualities to it too.
Yeah, I know that's how my mom was at her house. She'd have like I said, a pot or a big kettle on her wood stove all winter. And she'd burn cedar, just picked, and with lake water. She and that was just like how, like you use a spray in a bathroom or in her living room, and that's how her house smelled, just like cedar.
Oh yeah.
And that was a good smell.
Yep.
I used to like how her wakai ganogi mino magus good smell.
Yeah.
Gi abi away. But I make maybe two of these will last me for all year.
Uh-huh.
Two of these.
And you just make that with the coffee grinder, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
After
That's a good trick.
yeah, after I.
How would they say? You know what I don't hear people say anymore? That's jicky.
Oh yeah, they do say that all the time. Migu paneg hikido away binuchiag. Then when it's all what do you call out, I go put it in put it outside, see it's still going. Gayabi Gajaki still burning. But,
Now, those abalone shells, I see people use those too. Is that something that used to be done originally? Do you recall, like back in when Grandma was alive, and did they use those shells a lot?
you know
No?
what?
Or just in a cast iron?
You mean them? What?
What they would burn, like you're doing right there.
Okay, she never did. She said, "Do you mean Vegas shells?"
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. No. She always told us not to bother with them. But you know what? She didn't say why.
Oh, okay.
But she told us not to bother with them. So we never did. That was never
And a migas shell is more like a, I don't know what them ones are. They're them little pearly looking shells, and I think they bring them from like the seacoast, I believe.
Yeah. She never used to let us
Mm-hmm.
even play with them, or
Oh.
I seen them, but she never.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure that was adopted by from some other
Yeah,
tribe.
yeah, probably was why she didn't.
Mm-hmm.
But then again, I was gonna talk about the Meegun. That's
Okay.
better. I talk about this a lot to the elementary kids about I bring my feather up there sometimes. Sometimes I use Ryan's feather,
Mm-hmm.
but this is what what you this was given to me long time ago. Ki miniku away Meegun and ki akusi away Nigibi Pinuchian when I was a little kid. And this is, I don't know, probably almost as old as me, or maybe older, because I don't know where they got it. But Migun, they used to tell us about this is your path of life, and you can get it through a dream, or whoever is giving you an Indian name, they can give you a feather. I gave a feather to my little dog, Gooby dog, and my little granddaughter. I just gave her a name, and I gave her a feather. So I told my granddaughter, I told her to pay that feather in her room and never lose it. And the name I gave her was Migunes. Migunes, that's little feather.
Mm-hmm.
And that's her, I said, never forget her name. And I tell all my grandkids know their Indian names. You know, they all remember them and know. But I told her, you know, she knows her name too. She's only like 4, no, she's 5 years old, Migunes. But I gave her a feather because that's what my dream meant. But a feather is used for a lot of things. Eagle, Mikisi, Migun, eagle feather. And it's used like for regalia, making fans, you know, doing ceremonies, you know, and just a lot of medicine men use it when they're saying prayers. I hardly use this when I say a prayer. I just have tobacco in my left hand, and that's all I. Sometimes I use my feather, and but other times I don't. Gawi niki abichi anemigun. That's no gawi niki abichi ah. I didn't use migun. I didn't use my abichi ah is used, but this is what I was told about the feather. When you're born, it's right here. Some say don't beat the feather, don't beat it, but you know, but mine is, like I've had my daughter did this for me, and is right is here is when you're born, you're being born, that down here. Then as you grow up, you go up here, you go up here, you're kind of like a little kid, little Benucci ass, like maybe grade school, first, second, third grade, or then as you grow, you go up, maybe you're like maybe 11, 12 years old, maybe you're up here, and say you start shonatshige, you start doing things, mashi doodah, doing bad things to other people, and you kind of go off, you go off here because of that. See, like there's a break here. You go off there. Then you get well. You get well. And then you go back on again. And like I said about bringing up kids long time ago, how they used to do it. my grandma would tell me, you know, how if they would, if your kid was, you know, not listening or doing stuff he shouldn't be doing, they'd have him talk to the aunt or the uncle or whoever, somebody they'd have them kids talk to. And the last straw was the kid would go to the chief and his wife. He'd have to go stay with them for a while. Then he'd come back, he'd get better, and then up here would be like when they're 16, 17, you know. And if they kept going on this straight line here, they'd get up here, they'd go up, maybe they'd go fall off this straight line, and then as you get old, like me, I must be almost to the top, like here. And when my life is over, I'll go up. I'll go schwimming. That means up schwimming. And but this feather doesn't, you know, has a lot to, you know, that's and you're supposed to take care of it. You're not supposed to abuse it, like, you know. And I have mine hanging in my bedroom by where my other stuff, my other things are hanging. And I don't know. Let's see. I've got to think of something. Oh, and that's another thing she said about. She tells about say if we were 16, right around here, 16 to 20s. She'd say, and you were meant to live until you were like 80, 90 years old up here. But say you killed yourself around here, young, but you wouldn't go where you're supposed to be going. You would be lost. You'd be lost until it was your time to go, and then they would take you. But they used to say you will try to go there. You're not ready yet. You were not ready to come. You go back. And they said that was when there's a lot of lost people walking. Some of them they say that, like I told that story about walking back and forth when this old man went to the spirit world, and he told them that you know, maybe some of them were lost, and they meant, you know, they probably, I don't know, but it wasn't their time maybe, but then they would go, and it would be their time would come up, and they would go. That's just what I think, you know. But my grandma's the one that said when you're first born, an old man or lady will come to you and tell you your life, to explain, but you don't remember, you know, say, and they even tell you how you're going to pass, what's going to happen. And that I had that dream about, that dream is still in my head as clear as day. I was dreaming it was summertime, and I was in Orr, when they used to have them old stores, grocery stores. There was Mel's and Ole's. It was there, and I was in that store.
Mm-hmm.
And all of a sudden, I just fell. I knew I fell over.
Mm-hmm.
And I was at the counter, and I fell over. And I got up again, and I was walking out that door. That's that door, and I walked up toward the dam that way and back to Net Lake.
Mm-hmm.
And when I got up here, I went to my house down there, and it was nice summer day, nice warm, and I could see little Mark outside. He was playing, and I said, Marky, I said, you know, I was talking, come here, Ma, you know, come here. He wouldn't listen to me. I was trying to get his attention. He just wouldn't look. And then I seen Shane coming out of his house. He was dressed like shorts. He had his cap on and short sleeve shirt. Shane, I said. And he said, what? I said, come here. He was the only one that would talk to me.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, Shane, what happened to you? He said, I died in a car accident. And he said, what happened to you? I said, I had a heart attack. I said, when I was in that store, I just fell over. And that dream told me right there then that even like your soul leaves your body, and a person like little Mark, he couldn't see me or hear me,
Mm-hmm.
and because he was alive.
Mm-hmm.
And me and Shane were both dead, so we could speak to each other.
Mm-hmm.
And we were just like, you know how he is today, short shirt and everything.
Yeah.
And that's just the way I see in, you know,
Mm-hmm.
I see in our lives. Same way with that when they do burials, like when they do Medea burials, like
Mm-hmm.
I seen that already in my dream about everything being small.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Like when Lester tried to come after me after he passed, and he was a little small G-mon,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and he had a little bitty paddle.
Yeah.
Made out of little, and I could just smell them, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But one thing they say they don't do is look you in the eye.
Mm.
They hide there's something with their eyes.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's why they tell you not to wear glasses when you're looking at
Mm-hmm.
at the body or something.
Yeah.
They'll take your glasses off and
Yeah.
all that. But this feather here teaches a whole lot of things, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But it's interesting to there's probably some other stuff that I forgot talking about, you know, talking to them about the feather.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're small. I give my little girl, my little great granddaughter, a small one, which is half the size of my feather. But I told her the story about, I don't know, she's only 5 years old. She, you know, she'll probably understand what I told her about the feather. Megan. And I got another granddaughter. Her name, Ruby Boji named her Daveway. Her name is Megunik Ekwe, feather lady. Megunikwe. No, Megunik Ekwe. Yeah.
Yep. Migwanikwe.
Yeah, that's what Ruby named Daveway.
Uh-huh.
And I named my little granddaughter just Megan. Feather.
Okay.
Megunes.
Migwanes, yeah.
Yeah.
I was trying to think of
Megunes. But yeah, I probably forgot some stuff that I when I talked about the feather.
Yeah, I've heard the stories, some stories, you know, from certain elders that have you know, help people understand at least what it is that they're carrying around and why we carry it around. And you know, I mean, and I think, like I said, with the shell or the I don't know what they call abalone shells, and I didn't realize that abalone was an actual animal, like it was a life form that actually made the shell. And but you know, the feather is one that I know there's many stories, and like Auntie always encourages, you know, use your tobacco, you know, go up to these elders and give them that tobacco and in appreciation, or at least if you have a question, like what what can you tell me something about this feather, or can you tell me something, what's the spiritual significance, or what's the, you know,
Another thing is, if your parents are passed, you could wear two feathers in your hat or
mm,
whatever.
mm-hmm,
But if they're still alive, you can't have a feather in your hat.
mm,
Um, I I heard that.
uh-huh.
I heard that from Jean.
Oh, okay.
But
Well, we'll let Auntie take care of her. Oh, you
okay,
just put
yes,
them on.
yeah.
Oh,
But
okay.
we're about 15 minutes. We'll have. Do we have more stuff to call?
Yeah, we do. Yeah, we
Okay.
still got a gift card. I know Toodles called today, and if you're listening in Toodles, you can stop in today. Um, there's a new gentleman just working here. His name is Dale Luganville, and he's usually here all the way from 8 to 4:30. Just poke around inside our offices, which is on the opposite side of this circle area here, from where our studios are. And yeah, there should be a light on, and Dale will be around um, pretty much all through the day. So yeah, we want to welcome Dale aboard, and we'll be visiting some of the programs here coming up, and looking for some support. So we will get more prizes. We will get more. I think the biggest one that people really like are like the gift certificates. I know Mark. Um, he's donated quite a bit of stuff, so that's always encouraged, and it yeah. So when did you want to give, and how did you want to?
We'll have them. Um, how we say
Feather?
feather, yeah, and little feather.
Oh, okay.
Feather and little feather.
Okay. Yeah. So Anthony wants to open up the prize line, and you can dial in right now, and then just kind of repeat what she had earlier shared with all of our listeners about how you would say feather in our language, and then also give us variation on feather, and if you can let us know how to say little feather, and that's that. I don't know, I guess that's a popular name. I hear some ladies, young ladies, that have that. And I'm gonna switch off our Facebook Live, so just wanted to apologize before I abruptly end this Facebook Live. Maybe we'll come back on in a little bit. We're missing our production guy today. He's I don't know. He's you get insomnia. Yeah, I know a lot of people struggle with that, and sleep pattern issues and that, and that's one of the things that he deals with. And I just leaving the house today, I thought, well, I'm just let him sleep, because I know he's had a busy week. So hope he gets his rest today and ready to roll next week, next Tuesday. Nijogi Jagat.
You should have told him, Shkuzen.
Shkuzen. Get up.
Shkuzen. Anuki nungom.
Yeah, work today. Yeah, so 218-248-0167. Yeah, and this is the same phone I'm using for Facebook Live. So I'm going to cut the video right now. I just seen Carlene. Carlene just tuned in. Minogajeb, Carlene. Glad to have you listening out there. I see we also got Adrian King, that's out there, Rose Robinson, Linda Tibbetts, and Phyllis Scott out there, along with Patty Turner, Sprague, Robert K. Olson. He's always tuned in to us. And Robert, we've got your mug coming here pretty quick. We owe Robert coffee tumbler, they call them. I do believe Darren put that order in. Yeah, so we're just waiting for delivery, or at least a delivery on that. So, and you can actually support KBFT by purchasing the items that we're going to have on our swag page, and we're running a contest right now for anybody that can provide a artistic design, and we're going to put those on our coffee mugs. We'll put them on our t-shirts. So it's a good chance for you artists out there, or you young people in the community, to kind of share your artwork. And of course, that's what KBFT is about, right? Featuring some of our young artisans. And so yeah, get your and I'm talking to you, Anthony, because I want one of your game covers to make it onto one of our T-shirts here, or one of our mugs. So get your submission ready. You probably have some works that are already half done. At least that's what I used to do anyway. When I used to do a lot of artwork, I'd start these projects and then I'd get halfway through them or three quarters away.